What's up? I hope everyone enjoyed their Sunday. I know I did. I slept through most of it, but I did decide to get up and finally do another video, which is a drawing video. I know some people like it better when I talk over my videos instead of, just having just a speed drawing video. So I decided to make it interesting and do like a Q&A type video. But in the back, I'm just going to have me drawing myself and in another anime version of myself. I know I've been doing that a lot, but I think it's a good way to practice and develop my style. I think it also works for things like design choices when you're trying to think of characters or whatever in general. But anyway, without further ado, I asked a couple of my friends to give me 10 questions that they've always wanted to ask me. So question number 1 is from my friend Alex. I'm gonna start with Alex. Why did you start to draw? I've always been drawing since kindergarten. I guess a better question would be why have I never stopped drawing? I guess because it's always been a way I found to express myself. It's weird to explain it, but I just see it as an outlet to express myself. I've always had an active imagination, so I've always found drawing as a way to express that imagination. His second question is, what is your end game? I'm going to school to probably become an illustrator, but I guess my end game would be to specifically be a comic book illustrator. I'm probably going to I'm probably going to start online by just putting my stuff out, or any writing or comic book ideas that I have and put them online somewhere. Right now I am developing a couple of stories. I don't know in what order I would release them, because I have some stories that are just super basic, and then I have other stories which are just several documents full of in-depth chapters and themes, super serious topics and stuff like that. His third question is, why YouTube? I guess, why am I doing YouTube? I originally started doing YouTube, I guess because whenever I read something or watch something, I have an opinion about it that I just feel would be better if I, posted it somewhere. Everybody has certain thoughts about what they've seen or something that they're really passionate about. So they make blogs or videos and stuff like that. I guess that's what I kind of wanted to do at first. But then, I decided, well, I can post some of my drawing stuff on here too, so everybody could see it. So it kind of turned into a drawing channel. And then I guess I kind of want it to be a combination of both. I want to talk about certain mangas or certain animes that I've watched, or even movies, and or even games too, and post them on there along with some of my drawing videos, so everybody has a good idea of what I'm into, what how I do some of my drawings, and things like that. Question number 4, will you be live streaming in the future? That depends, streaming games or streaming drawings. I don't know about drawings. It usually takes me a long time to draw something. Like the video that I have up right now is like this took me like 6 hours. This is like sped up like times 30 or something like that. Yeah, this took me like a good 6 hours to draw. I know some people are always like, well, why don't you show us some of your line work and things like that so we can see how you do that before you start coloring. And like that's mostly because like I usually draw it on paper. I scan it or take a picture and then I just go back over it, which is, you know, no one wants to see me go back over it. And the reason I do that is because I'm not confident in drawing with a tablet. Like the actual physical drawing itself took me like what? Probably like 30 minutes to just, you know, draw something, come up with like designs or whatever. And then tracing over it with like this little bamboo tablet was like 2 hours. And that's just because I'm just not used to a tablet. So I don't know if I'll be streaming what I draw because like the way I draw things is like really complicated. So I don't know about drawing, but if I stream games, maybe. Like I'm into like card games and stuff, turn-based strategy thinking games. Like I know I posted like a couple months ago, I posted like the me playing Xenoverse. That was just, you know, I found like the option to like record Xenoverse. So I was like, okay, yeah, that'd just be something fun to just throw up on my channel. Watch me lose to somebody or something like that. So I just did that just because, but if I stream, it'd probably be video games. I don't know if it's gonna be on the, I might try to just, you know, post it on YouTube, or I might go to Twitch. I do have a Twitch channel set up if I did want to like stream on there. But yeah, maybe. His fifth question is, why no corn dogs at the crib? That is a excellent question. I'm glad you asked. That is because you eat most of them. That's why there ain't no corn dogs at the crib. Next is 5 questions from my other friend Jamal. How did you learn how to draw? I've always been drawing, you know, since I was like 4. I think I said that already, but I just like never really stopped. And that's something, if you want to learn how to draw, is something you have to do like in elementary, middle school, and most of high school. I would always just be drawing. I draw in class, I draw at lunch, I draw at home. You know, I just drew all the time, and that's kind of what you have to do if you want to learn how to draw. You also have to understand that everyone learns at a different pace. Like for some people, someone who's never drawn before can probably be like Picasso in 2 years or something like that, compared to someone who's been drawing for like 10 or 20 years and they're still not even close to that level of drawing. And you really just, because like one of the main problems with being an artist is kind of like sometimes it makes or breaks you when you see someone who's drawing something that's like super hard or super difficult and they just nail it on like their first try. That can either be really inspiring for someone or like really crippling for someone. And it's really like a make or break type thing. But you know, it's just something to keep in mind, like when you're drawing, is that everyone learns differently, and just keep at it. His second question, what is this, question number 7? Why do you like Digimon so much? I don't know. I honestly like Digimon over Pokemon for several reasons. First of all, um, they talk. Digimon communicate with you, and Pokemon just kind of it really just bugs me how they just say their own name, and then they don't talk to like their trainers, but then their trainers have just kind of like understand what they mean or talking about. I'm not saying like Pokemon are dumb or anything, because like I guess it's the consistency, because some Pokemon seem more animal-like, but then other Pokemon seem more human-like. It's just the fact that they can't talk. It's not in their biology to talk. So it's really weird, and it kind of bugs me a little bit. Whereas Digimon can talk, and then they can like express their feelings more better. I'm just gonna say more better than, let's say, a Pokemon can. And it's like once you start communicating with actual words, that opens up more room for like a lot more dialogue. You can like have in-depth conversations with your Digimon about like political stuff or like the meaning of life, whereas a Pokemon just kind of like stares at you and it's just cute. I think that's, unless it's like a legendary Pokemon can talk apparently. Whatever, I'm not even gonna touch on that. But it just seems like a Digimon is more human-like than let's say a Pokemon is. And then the other reason is that most Digimon are just cooler looking than most Pokemon are. Yeah, there are some Digimon that look kind of like stupid or dopey or just, designed dumbly, but I think that's like some of the charm to it. They were purposely designed to look silly and guns and cannons everywhere, whereas Pokemon were designed to be cute and fluffy and whatever. That's just my opinion. Like, Digimon just overall seems better than Pokemon. And like a lot of the reasons why I think people like Pokemon more than Digimon is just because Pokemon has had a continuously successful chain of video games that we've all like grown up with, whereas Digimon, I think Digimon came out like a year after Pokemon did, and it wasn't even like based off Pokemon. I don't know what the story is behind the name, but Digimon was actually based off of like Tamagotchi pets and stuff like that, the little keychain virtual pets. So there's also this stigma that people think that Digimon is a ripoff of Pokemon, when it's actually not. They just happen to be similar. Like the gap between when Pokemon came out and when Digimon came out, there's like, unless there was like some kind of executive spy up in the Pokemon headquarters that just like runs away to like the Digimon development team and kind of like discuss what they're doing, and so they can like copy off their stuff. There's just it's just unlikely that they would like rip off a Pokemon. And then even if they did at that time, they had no idea if Pokemon was even going to be successful or not. So it's, I don't know. It's, if instead of like asking why I like Digimon so much, it more feels like, why don't more people like Digimon? So it's just weird to me. His third question is, what are my favorite genres of reading? So I guess like all around books and manga included. I don't read books too much. When I was younger, I would read stuff like what everybody else read, like Goosebumps. Everybody used to read Goosebumps. Captain Underpants, even though that's a comic book. But as for books go, I guess it'd be Goosebumps. I also used to read Animorphs. I thought that was like a cool concept of like how these kids could like turn into animals and excuse me, turn into animals and like do things that normal people couldn't. And then there was also like aliens in it. I thought that was really cool. And I guess Harry Potter when it came out. Everybody loves Harry Potter, or at least everybody should love Harry Potter. But like, I guess growing up, like whenever we'd have like school book fairs, like those would always be like the first kind of books to go. So you would kind of have to like branch out and try different things. If you even read like that. I didn't really read like that too much. If they didn't have like Harry Potter, Goosebumps, or Animorphs, I would kind of just like default to like, I don't know, an animal book or a dinosaur book or a drawing book, just to, you know, like learn anatomy and stuff from it. But I guess with manga, I read like so many different types of manga. Of course I read like shonen stuff like Naruto, Bleach, blah blah blah, all of that. But I also read like a lot of non-mainstream things. There's one manga that I've been really reading called, what is it, Soul Catcher or Soul Catchers with an S. There's like a weird S at the end. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, that one's about it's a music anime. It's about a band, or like a school band, and the main character is trying to be their conductor, and he has a special ability where he can visually see what your heart looks like. So if you're like really angry or upset, he can see that your heart is visually angry or upset, and he uses that to basically establish the school band and kind of like bring them together to be a better band. He also uses it while he's conducting. So like if someone sounds louder than someone else, he can kind of use his conducting and say, hey, tone it down, so that the other players can like catch up to what you're doing. I'm not even like a band kid, but that's a really interesting manga that I've been reading. I also read shoujo. I like romance mangas. My favorite shoujo manga is probably what was it called? Absolute Boyfriend, I think. About the girl with like the robotic with like the android boyfriend. I thought that's like the first shoujo manga I read. I like that one a lot too. So I'm like very varied when it comes to like reading certain things. And then the last question for the video is, how do you feel about art in our generation? I think it's okay. I know I'm not like an art genius or art professor or whatever, but you know, we seem to be moving towards a more, you know, digital, or everything's more digital nowadays compared to where everything was, you know, painted or drawn with like, you know, traditional materials, pencil, charcoal, whatever. I don't know. I think like one of the major problems I have with art in our generation is, I don't know, like the loss of skill that you put into, or like it's hard to explain. It's like one of my favorite painting pieces is I think it's called The Wedding by Van Eyck. And it's the thing about that painting is that you have the actual painting, but in the painting there is a mirror, and from that mirror you can actually see the back of of everyone else, like who's actually painting the picture, who's you can see like the what is it, the person who marries you off, the priest or whatever, and then you can see, you know, the back of the bride and groom. The amount of time, effort, and detail that went into that little mirror is just amazing to me. And let's just say you do something digitally. Even if you were to do something like that, I think most people would kind of like use Photoshop manipulation or something, that, you know, just flip and crop and just squeeze them into the mirror and just, you know, erase something. And I don't know. It basically goes into like something that takes time and effort to do. I think should be tried in a traditional manner before you go to like digital. It's basically the digital supremacists that kind of like make me upset with art in our generation, because if you were to do something like that now, the first thing someone would say was, well, that would have took you like an hour or two to do in Photoshop, blah 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 blah. I don't even want to talk about that anymore. It makes me upset. It just makes me really upset. But oh, that wasn't the last question. His actual last question is Drake or Kendrick. I see you trying to get me in trouble over here. I just like Kendrick is a better rapper than Drake. You know, I'm not afraid to say that, but I prefer Drake's style of music more than Kendrick's. That's just my personal preference. But yeah, I guess that's it. I don't even know how long this recording is, but I'll try to like match the video with the recording so everything kind of like syncs up and whatever. But yeah, I know a lot of people didn't even know I had a YouTube channel. I might post this on Facebook so everybody can see how I drew the thing or whatever. But that's just because I only wanted like certain people to know I have a YouTube channel, because first of all, it's not even nothing that special. I only have like 12 subscribers, and that's mostly because I'm currently not in a position where I can create the things that I want to in a timely manner, especially now that I'm in college, back in college. So, yeah. If you just found out that I have a YouTube channel and you want to subscribe just to, you know, support me or whatever, and even if I do have like a drawing video you want to watch, you can do that. I'm probably just going to say that I'm going to have more like drawing videos than I do like analysis videos, like talking about movies or certain animes or mangas that I'm currently invested in. But I do want to do more of that. I also want to do like more in-depth videos, like the Pokemon video where I was talking about Ash. I kind of wanted that to be like a series and kind of like go into in-depth as to why each generation Ash didn't win like the league he was in. But that video didn't do like as well as I wanted it to, so I guess I'll just kind of like stick to like anime, manga, movie reviews, how I felt about it, because everyone has a different opinion on certain things, and drawing videos. So yeah, until then, I'll see you guys next time.